All right, everybody, welcome back to today's trade recap. So today is the Friday the 13th of March, Friday the 13th. Ooh. And this is the lovely trade that we took on the NASDAQ today. So let's kind of break it down going over it. So I actually took two trades today. One of them was break even. I'll explain why I break even that one because I don't have a break even criteria, but I'll explain it in a second. And the second one was a dub. So coming into the day, I saw that we were quite bearish. We can clearly see that breaking down. And we can see on the hourly that there is a very, very, very nice breaker structure here. So I was thinking, okay, great. This happened in the last hour of Asia. So I was thinking, all right, amazing. What we're going to do, we're going to come revisit this 1 hour gap and then go short into, what is this? How do I make this smaller? Small. There we go. We can come back into New York lows and these internal lows, and there's also a shared gap down here. So I really did not mind that as well. And given on the daily we were, oh, that's horrible. Given on the daily that we had such a strong close from yesterday, I was assuming that we're going to continue going down into the previous day lows as well. So I was like, okay, cool. We're quite bearish into the day. So I was like, great, let's wait for this 1 hour gap. Let me go to my lower time frames. So where was our lower? I'll mark it out again. So our gap was initially here. I'll keep it as blue so we can identify the differences. We'll go to our 3 minute. So this was the gap that we came into, and we didn't really see anything. I'll go on the 1 minute because that's the actual time frame I execute on. So we can kind of see that we didn't really see anything. We kind of came into the gap, and then we kind of just pushed straight through. So I was like, all right, great. We're probably not going to be respecting this gap. But this order block is where I took my first entry. I entered here. My stop loss would have been around here. And I was targeting 1 to 2 down here or so. I can actually delete this now. So why did I break even this trade? What happened? So I've recently added the seconds chart to my, or the seconds time frame to my chart. Now you might be thinking, Dev, what does this matter? I have not collected enough data for the seconds for me to be entering on the seconds and be using seconds as structure. I use seconds as some sort of confirmation. I don't use it as an entry time frame or a structural time frame. So I just use it as a viewing time frame, like I do my 15 and my 30 minute. So I saw that we had a break up here on the 15 second. That's not even a clean break for my system either. So I will be very honest. This was a bit of a FOMO trade, which I was getting into because I was very adamant on seeing these shorts play out. Then I saw that we swept the low and then we broke down here. So I'm going to say this is a sweep. Sweep. Okay. So, and this was our break. That's actually a decent break for me on the 15 second, but I don't even use the 15 second as a structural time frame. And then I see we came all the way back up here. So I'm like, okay, cool. What must this be? Amazing. There was a 1 minute gap in here, which we got tested. So I was like, great. These reversals are looking pretty good. We're delivering off an hour order block. Sorry, my charts are not very clean. I can see we're delivering off an hourly order block. We're bearish. I don't mind seeing this go short. What I missed on the 4 hour, this is how we closed. Closing like this, it indicates that this is not a sweep on our 4 hour. And this is not a break on our 4 hour. We're also in this order block here. I honestly didn't even like this order block to consider it too much, but I was like, it's valid enough, so we can still take it. And higher time frame, we know higher time frame always holds more weight than our lower time frame. So I was like, okay, cool. This hourly breakdown kind of has been disrespected. So now going back to where we entered. So we entered here on this wick, and then I saw we started to chop around. And I was thinking, One, I broke my rules already. I entered on timeframes I don't already enter on. If I was to enter, it would have been from these lows here, because this is my actual last area, this is my protected low area, because we're continuing breaking up. This is my protected low area. So one, I broke my rules already. Two, I saw we started to chop. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm just going to get out of this trade. I'm going to wait for this low to break and follow my actual rules. And I shouldn't have been even in this trade overall. And luckily, I did close out early. I'm not proud that I even entered the trade, but mistakes happen. So we can see that this initial trade would have got stopped out if I held on to it. That's completely fine. Lesson very, 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 very much learned. So then what did I see? I then saw that we were continuing up. I can see that we had a break here, and our next clearest draw on liquidity was Asia highs above. And if we go back to the hourly time frame, I can see that we had plenty of low resistance liquidity above. We had these very wiki highs we could come into, and Asia highs above as well. So I was like, all right, great. This is a new potential target which I could be coming in for. So I saw that we broke above here, and then I saw that we tested this tiny, tiny, tiny 1 minute gap in here. So I actually entered here incorrectly with the wrong size. So I closed that one out at break even correctly. I didn't wait. I didn't over risk. I closed it out at break even because I accidentally entered incorrectly. And then I re-entered again, as you can see right there. And I was protecting this protected low, this internal protected low, because this was the last breakup. So my overall protected low is here. My internal protected low is here. And then good I did that, because there was a shared gap here. There was a 5 minute, there was a 15 minute, and there was also 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute as well. So I was like, all right, great. Good I protected this. I honestly thought I was going to get cooked just because we kind of swept this high here, and then we turned around. So I was just like, oh, we could be cooked, but I'm just going to hold it through. I'm not going to close out early. I followed my rules on this trade, and we had a clear drawn liquidity above. So I was like, okay, great. So we jumped in this trade, and now you might be thinking, Dev, you said we have a clear drawn liquidity above here. Why did you not just hold? One, I already broke my rules for today, so I'm not trying to break my rules even more. Two, I was targeting more than I normally target. I normally target just 1-to-1 on a 50-point contract on a 1 contract on NQ. It's Friday, it's the end of the week. I mentally did not want to go into the weekend thinking I broke my rules twice on Friday. I could have potentially just followed my rules and been up on the week and then just left it at that. And I also saw that my take profit was about to get ran through right here. And then I saw momentum slowing down. This comes with intuition. You won't really be able to see momentum slowing down unless you're able to clearly identify all of this. So I saw that momentum was slowing down, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to be happy with my 1-to-1 on my 1 contract. I'll leave it at that. If it comes into this high, great. It's an extra 15 points I didn't grab. I don't mind that. I'm not going to be too fussed that I didn't grab an extra 15 points, given that I saw the opportunity to exit where my level said I should be exiting. No more, no less. So I was happy to have exited at where I did. And let's say I didn't, I'd still be in this trade, and I'd be on edge, because I'm thinking, shit, I had the opportunity to exit at 1-to-1. I haven't. Now we're chopping. It's very slow momentum. We've got New York in 2 hours, not anytime soon, 2 hours. So for me to be in this trade for potentially another 2 hours, I wasn't keen on it. I would have much rather just taken it out here, knowing that I followed my rules even after I broke my rules on 1 trade. Bro, breaking your rules on 2 trades in 1 trading session is horrible. That's not something you want to do. I don't even trade twice in 1 session, but knowing I broke my rules here, I was like, this is wrong. If something valid comes up, take it, and if you get stopped out on that, that's completely fine. At least you followed your rules and you did everything you said you needed to do correctly. So yeah, so coming at the end of the week, we ended off with a 75% win rate, and we ended off at +2 for the +2. I think +1 for the week. I just need to go back over and check over it again. But not too bad, not too bad. Catch me next week. And of course, nothing said in this is financial advice. This is all for educational purposes only. If you are looking to trade, understand that it does come with a big risk. Seek financial advice from a financial professional before you do get into any of this. If you want to watch me trade live and see how I execute things, then click the link in my bio. That would link you to the BMT Blueprint Premium. And if you're also looking to trade, if you're also looking to learn the system which helped me curate this $1,000 win, go through my BMT Blueprint. There's a free play this where you can learn everything. Cool. I'll see you guys next week.